Well, we were running down Main Street and we made our way here into the Edisonian Brew Shop, and we have owner Chris Cates here with us. And Chris, thanks so much for having us in this morning.
Thanks for coming.
You've been open for about 2 years now, and I said you are the perfect place to open downtown because the craze of craft beer and home brews, and that's kind of exactly what you do, work with those folks.
Right. Essentially, what we are here is, I like to think of us as a grocery store and a hardware store for people who like to brew wine and beer at home as a hobby. So we got everything anyone from the novice to the professional needs to brew virtually any kind of beer they want to.
And I bet you get into some good conversations.
Yeah, I put myself in a really good position to learn because I talk to brewers who are way smarter than me, and I also get to talk to beginning brewers, so I get to be this like hub of beer nerdism.
I love it. And Chris, is this something that's kind of been your passion? I mean, is this something you were into that just kind of evolved?
Yeah, I started brewing beer as a hobby because I'm just fascinated by it, and it's both a science and an art, and it tastes great. So got into brewing beer at home, and my wife and I, what we really wanted to do was open a brewery, but we couldn't afford it at the time, so we opened a retail store instead because we both had retail experience, and we thought it's something we could handle.
And so now you're getting ready to take that next step, and we were sort of talking to Dick Nelson a little bit about this, but fill us in on your part. You've been traveling all over, and you're bringing something really cool to the downtown area.
Yeah, so we're going to be moving this store up to what is now Dick Nelson's art gallery, and also opening a brewery and tap room there. And the brewery is what we call, the genre is American farmhouse ales. What that means is beers that are heavily inspired by really traditional Belgian beers, but brewed with American twist. You know, modern ingredients, modern brewing techniques, modern hops, etc. And not all, but a lot of these beers are what we call mixed fermentation. So that means that they employ yeast, multiple yeast strains and bacterias, as opposed to most breweries that used to use one isolated yeast strain. These are the kind of things that a lot of breweries avoid like the plague. They're things that, you know, before modern science got its claws on brewing, like every beer would have been mixed fermentation. So we're using stuff that to some people make beer spoiled and using it to make beer delicious.
That sounds really interesting, and people will be able to sample and try different things over there, and I understand you're going to make the atmosphere just really cool, great place to hang out.
A lot of our beers are barrel aged, and so if you can imagine going in there and seeing barrels stacked up all over the place, it creates a cool atmosphere. It smells amazing. You can smell the wood and the beer inside it. This sounds crazy, but it kind of will smell like ripe fruit in your grandmother's basement in the best way.
I cannot wait. I can't wait. Well, Chris, thanks for having us out today. Looking forward to seeing your new place. Love the place right here on Main Street. It is the Edisonian Brew Shop. You can come by and check it out. We're going to wrap up our tour coming up here right after the break.